Hello and welcome to the International Pentagon Challenge. My name is Kyanite and together we'll be embarking on a very special Football Manager journey where we'll aim to try and win every major international competition in all 5 continents, forcing our hand to play with hundreds of different types of players and most importantly hopefully create loads of awesome different types of tactics along the way. Once that's complete, only then are we allowed to set our sights on the biggest of all goals, the FIFA World Cup. How many nations will we have to manage until we work our way to the top? How many dodgy names will we have to pronounce along the way? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to episode 87 of the International Pentagon Challenge. And this episode is going to be a really big and important game for us in context of our UEFA Nations League group. So if we take a look at it, as we can see, we are currently in second place. That loss, the 3-1 loss against England, really coming back to haunt us. A draw won't be enough for us to finish top of the group. Realistically speaking, we have to beat England at all costs if we are to progress into the semi-final. And really, we should be looking to beat them, to be fully honest, given that we are Spain and that they are England. In terms of our match against Bulgaria, as you can see, we beat Sweden 3-1 in a friendly, where we missed a penalty as well. Just how we missed a penalty, I think it was against England. Or was it Bulgaria? I can't remember now. We then beat Bulgaria 3-2. We hit the woodwork a shocking number of 3 times. What was really disappointing was the manner in which we conceded those goals. Both really, again, came from crosses. And my alarm bells are starting to ring that this 3-4-3 that we're trying to do, even though we've got, strikers trying to backtrack and help defensively up against the opposition wingers in the wide areas, it doesn't quite seem to be doing the trick. The truth is, it doesn't matter whether you play 3 at the back or 4 at the back, you are always going to get opposition crosses into the box, and I don't feel like we're necessarily conceding a lot of crosses. It's actually the dealing with said crosses from the 3 centre-backs that I've not been pleased with whatsoever. And you'd think 3 centre-backs, you'd be tougher, to beat in terms of crosses into the box. But that doesn't seem to be the case at the moment, unfortunately. Even though we obviously have Miguel, who's 2 bloody metres tall, somehow the Bulgarians managed to just float the ball over his head, I don't know, and get it to the back post. So we are going to be employing a bit of a change of system here with the Spaniards. We're now going back to a back 4. Osoro, who's our ball-playing defender, moves into the anchorman position. We'll be playing with a relatively high line, so he'll kind of be playing the Busquets-ish role. The Busquets-ish role is really more of a half-back. I don't necessarily want him to drop into the back 3. I want him to remain as an anchorman because he is a very good passer of the ball, so this way he stays a bit further up the pitch and tries to feed the front 3. Now, one of my main worries is how these guys move off the ball, and coming out of that game against Bulgaria, physically we're not in great condition either. Whilst I think England didn't actually, well, they wouldn't have had a game to play, so England are probably going to be a little bit fresher than us, which really adds to the pressure. But we are playing at home, and let's hope that we can make it count. If it seems to me like we're not keeping the ball enough, we're not retaining possession well enough, then we'll probably drop the 2 strikers to become wingers. You'll probably notice as well that we are missing some key players. Not really much we can do about it. Miguel Soler is out. He's concussed. Great bit of experience at the back. So is Alvarez. Okay, here we are then. So apparently half of Africa are now the English national team. I mean, I'm not trying to be dodgy here, but it's obviously the regen glitch coming into play. I really hope, I'm saying this now, I really hope SI fix it next year, because it does kind of ruin the immersion. You can probably see where I'm coming from. I mean, Callum Steele did not look like this a few episodes ago. Granted, we're Spanish and half of our players look like they come from China anyways, so that's how great the new regen system is. But anyways, so England are playing with a 4-2-3-1 Really sure the more defensive of the two fullbacks. I made some tweaks to the tactic that you guys saw earlier on. Antony's now a box-to-box. And La Cueva is now on support rather than attack because it's down his side where Eze actually got an assist in the last game. But as we can see, he's actually now on the opposite side. So Pino is going to have a big job on his hands. If you're not too familiar with Pino, he plays for Barcelona. He's 15 tackling, 15 marking. Not great going forwards, but hopefully he'll put a shift in for us up against Eze. Falconer is playing up front. Probably remember him. I'm pretty sure he looked a bit different as well in that last game. We've got Sam Perkins, who I think is a player I managed as well when I was England manager, playing as the attacking midfielder. I mean, basically, honestly, look at some of these players. In terms of their attributes, it's just such an even team. English regens on Football Manager are just always ridiculously so good. In terms of tactically what we're going to be looking to do, I'll show you. We've set our opposition instructions to try and show the wider players onto their weaker side and bring them central into the middle of the park, which is really where we want them. Team instruction wise from us, a little bit different from what we had with the 3-4-3. Probably could do with dropping the defensive line a little bit more, but I'm going to take that risk given that we're currently the home side. We're dropping the tempo, we're dropping the width, we're dropping, you know, our passing directness, and we're going with low crosses with less dribbling. Just looking to really retain possession, especially at the start of this game. Start out on a standard mentality. Let's see if we can maintain most of the possession early on, and then, you know, slowly but surely build our way into the game and start throwing more men forward. I want to get a feel as to how these guys will play, who are, of course, also man-marking, and get a feel of our shape up against this England side. Here we are then. Spain versus England, and apparently this game is being played on my birthday. I had no idea, I didn't even notice, until I got told that in the pre-match press conference, so happy birthday to me. So far so good. We've had most of the possession after kicking off. Antony is going to find Molina. And, you know, again, it doesn't matter whether we win this 1-0, 2-1. What's important is that we find a way to win this game, and England are one of the best sides in Europe at the moment, and that was really reflected by the fact that they reached the recent World Cup final under Tony Mowbray, of course, even though, oh, good save from Alex Hall, even though they lost to Japan in the final, which was definitely a bit of an upset. So we've won another corner. I'm not quite sure what the English are trying to do there. Can we get it on the head of Miguel again? First time round, it was somewhat successful. Antony's going to find Pino, finds King Julian, but Eze is going to get the tackle in and is going to look to transition for the English. So 15 minutes in, we've not looked badly, but I think we need to start creating more chances, to be fully honest. La Cueva is going to give us a little bit more offensively, and one change we can make is just remove retain possession and go from there. All right, 25 minutes gone. I mean, we're on comprehensive highlights and we're not seeing anything right now, and it's getting really frustrating, to be honest. We've got some tired lads on the pitch as well, and I'm running out of ideas, really. We tried to go 3 in midfield to really match England and not let them play their own game, and it's happening, but it's a very, very tight midfield battle at the moment. So a few tweaks. I've turned on look for overlap, and now we're looking to pass a bit more direct, and I've told the lads to, you know, give us a little bit more freedom, and I've set La Cueva to be attacking. Let's see if that helps us create something, because normally with comprehensive highlights you have highlights left, right and centre, and at the moment I'm not really being fed anything from the game to, you know, derive any conclusions from, other than these constant corner kicks, which, to be honest, aren't really very useful for anyone to analyse. Who's marking that guy at the back post? Someone mark that guy at the back post. Oh god, he almost made us pay the price there. Julian's going to play through Molina, and it's a really good tackle there from Shaw for the English. La Cueva to Molina. You can see La Cueva bombing forwards on the overlap. Loads of space for Pino to potentially get into. He decides to cross the ball in, and how has Julian missed there? One of the best strikers in the world has just put that ball wide. Unbelievable. Good save, Villanova. Feels like one of them games, you know, you get that goal, you can sit back on it, and nerves will kick in naturally for England because they know they'll need to push forwards for an equaliser and will probably be able to nick one on the counter-attack. Eze to steal. Ball played forward. Into the space for Eze. He's going to cross the ball in. Villanova can't pick it up. Perkins shoots from a distance. And England are still causing us all sorts of problems in the wide areas. Absolutely all sorts of problems. And the issue is we just don't have the wide players to deal with it, unfortunately. It really is that simple. Which is why we need to push forward ourselves, grab a goal, and pray to the FM gods, basically. Manzanek. I mean, what is that, Julian? I mean, I don't know. While England, when you look at the stats, have had like a lot of opportunities, they've not really been clear cut, to be honest. So it doesn't really bother me too much. So Antony, that ball towards Manzanek, but he's offside there. A lot of space for Pino down that right hand side. I think he can get into. I think if I switch Osoro to a half-back going into the second half, hopefully that'll maybe give us a little bit more solidity there at the back and maybe drop that defensive line. We can start actually taking advantage of the wide areas. Because it seems to me like if there's anywhere for us to exploit, it is there, the wide areas. Every time we go forwards, it always feels like there's space on the overlap. We could do that by moving Molina and Julian out to the wide areas. That could be an option, which would allow us to maintain two at the back. Okay, so we've switched to an attacking mentality and we've made some changes. We've reduced our directness again, but we've upped our tempo naturally to suit, you know, the attacking mentality. And yeah, Osoro changes to a halfback, so hopefully he'll drop in. And we basically put Pino on attack, see if he can get forward. Akatekse comes on for Aaron Molina, who's very, very tired. Pino at 72% as well isn't going to do as many favours, to be honest, up against Kingsley Eze. And it's a question, really, whether or not we want to even bring on Server this early. But I'm going to leave Pino on. He'll probably get a bit of a 5% boost going into the second half because of the rest that he's had, and we'll go from there. One more thing I do want to do, though, is tell Osoro not to tackle harder, to ease off tackles, because we can't afford a red card right now. The reaction was good as well at half-time in terms of the team talk. See, England trying to play out the back here, and we've got our two strikers man marking their wingers. So then that leaves the English fullbacks completely, I wouldn't say unmarked, but no one's necessarily closing them down in their own area, which allows England to build out the back. And one thing we have done before in the past, especially when we come up against narrow formations. Oh, finish! Oh, he's offside. When we come up against narrow formations, is man mark the actual fullbacks themselves and apply pressure onto them that way. So La Cueva, tried to cross the ball in there. You see, the English team look a lot bigger than us as well. I don't know if you guys can notice that. Oh, Miguel over the bar. I tell you what, Miguel is causing problems at that near post. But we have some very, very tired legs now on the pitch. And Pino, for me, in that really important position, is going, unfortunately, to have to come off. It's going to be Cervera to come on. Miguel will stay on because he's just a threat from set pieces, really. And we dropped our defensive line to normal, so hopefully we won't have too much running to do. I want to leave Julian on. I feel like Julian has been a better player than Manzanek. It's just a case of who we bring on. I'm tempted to bring on Alvarez out wide because of the type of player he is. I think I am going to do that. So Alvarez can now come on and play as an out-and-out attacking winger here down this right-hand side. And as a result, we're going to look to exploit both flanks now. Because I feel like our left-back going forwards, and now that Alvarez has come on down that right wing, they're really going to be our main outlets in terms of looking to attack. So Eze to Falconer. Has to play this back to Coleman. See, the issue now, an England goal kills this. And they've scored. That was, I mean, it says it was simply breathtaking. I don't know if that was a really good goal or if our defence was just caught ball watching, to be honest. I don't feel like we deserve to be 1-0 down. Julian, it's not quite clicking for us. And now we need to score 2 goals. And that is not what we wanted. Alvarez to Antony. Oh my god, I thought I was going to get the lucky deflection we needed and hit the back of the net. Come on, Miguel. He doesn't win it. Chance is still alive, though. Oh, what a strike! Carl's Gill! Oh my god! Get in. Get in. Pick that ball up. I don't know what they're celebrating about. We still need to bloody grab a goal. Okay, so Whitehead has come on for England. Oh, bloody hell. He's fast, isn't he? Okay, so we need to start to look to change this. We need to start getting men forwards now. It is really that simple. So Osoro can now step into midfield as a ball-winning midfielder for us. And we'll have a bit of that and a bit of this. Let's go a little bit wider as well, because this is quite a narrow England side. And really now we just pray. Even the goal that we did get was quite a fortunate goal, you know what I mean? Oh, no, he's not even hit the target from there. I mean, you think of that chance. You think of the chances that King Julian had. You know what I mean? It's just, come on, lads. Especially Julian. He's one of the best strikers in the world on this game, and he missed those opportunities. And now we fed England a corner, which is exactly what they want. Davies on the edge of the box, shoots, but it goes wide of the post. 10 minutes on the clock. I think we're going to have to basically start throwing the whole kitchen sink forwards at this point. I can't really suss out what more we can really do. He's got a bit of pace on him, does Atexe, so we'll get him to do that. Julian's completely knackered. We're literally at that point now where we are kind of hoping for a... I was going to say a miracle. I was hoping that was going. But for a direct ball to really get fluffed up by the English. Because when they play these direct balls forwards, they are more physical than we are, to be honest, in terms of their midfield. In terms of our midfield, we're mainly talking about playmaker style of players. And even our strikers aren't that great in the air either. Finish. Oh, Warner blocks the shot. It gets put wide. We've been the better team this game. Miguel, make yourself a hero, lad. No, well, okay. All that happens. Can we... Oh! Yes! Get in! Yes! Right. That's just happened. And now we need to defend for our lives, okay? We need to defend for our lives. I'm not... Oops, hello, Villanova. I'm pretty sure he looked a bit different in the last episode. Apologies about getting a little bit excited. Let's make sure the camera's at the right. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm not quite sure how that's just happened. All I know is that it has just happened. And how's Antony's tackling? He's got decent work rate. No, he doesn't. Okay, we'll just do that. We don't need it going forwards, but Hill's had a good game, so I'll leave him the way he currently is. I think we'll leave Atexe up front, and Julian can now play really down this left-hand side. And we've got to look to defend now. Alright, so our wingers are now doing the man marking we need them to. We can't waste time through substitutions. We can't bring on fresh legs. We've just got to pray now that we can really hold onto the ball. I don't want to drop to counter just yet. Standard, balanced, lower tempo, shorter passing. You know, really look to keep a hold of that ball and make sure as well. Goalkeeper slowing the pace down, fewer risky passes. Yeah, I mean, this is a gamble now. Do we play out the back, try and waste time, or do we just go long and give it back to the English? I'm going to go long because I know Callum Steele isn't the best aerially, I think, for England. So we'll try and feed it to Alvarez, who has a bit of pace on him as well. And Atexe here can really be more of a deep line forward on support. And the name of the game here is just for us to really hold on to this ball. And as the rest of the half progresses, we're basically going to drop our mentality down lower and lower. Oh God. I thought that was a penalty then for a second. I thought that was a penalty. 87, 88. Parkinson with a free kick. Oh, good save from Villanova. You can waste time now, lad. I was going to say the wine tasting. The time wasting tactics can now be employed. I don't think there's much more as a manager we can really look to do here. We need to just have faith that the lads will deliver. Talking about delivery, that was a nice delivery into the box from our winger, Alvarez. Warner is surely offside here. That looked offside to me. But that was a glimpse there, really, of England catching us out when the wingers were forward. So it could be worth as well also making a tweak to Alvarez, who was actually the guy who was caught forwards, to be more of this. And Julian, I didn't realise Julian can play there as well. And we'll do this. Credit where it's due to England. They've, I'll be honest, I thought, no, why have you given the ball away there? No, no, no. Heads. We just hoof it away, please. Credit where it's due to England. No, when I saw they were in our group, I thought it was a relatively easy draw. Like, look at how many people we've got forward for this bloody throw-in. Get back. Oh, this game sometimes annoys me so much. It requires so much micromanagement. Like, I don't want half of Spain to go forwards. Just bloody defend, for the love of Christ. You know what I mean? I've mentioned these things before in previous episodes, and it frustrates me so much. It should be a natural thing where the game is able to recognise that you're so-and-so up, that there's so-and-so time left in the game, and they should just stay back. Like, essentially there, England are playing a 3-4-3, ironically. And, oh, go on, finish it off, Julian. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, they're playing 3-4-3. We had that throw-in, and it was literally 3 of our defenders up against 3 of those England players. That is just suicide. You'd never get that in real life. But anyways, Croatia finished top of this group. I don't know why you keep showing me this group. I think overall, you guys might not agree. I think in terms of the chances that we saw, I think we were the better side. Somewhat. I think Julian should have scored in the first half. And we got fortunate with both goals. But I don't necessarily feel like England deserved their goal either. And I think the fact that we were kind of at home really made a difference at the end of the day. So, you know, we got what we wanted today. Well done, boys. And as you can see, we've now finished just about top of our group. Unlucky England, but in the end, it was their draw against Bulgaria that let them down. And we know that Bulgaria aren't pushovers because, you know, they put a good game up against us. So let's take a look at how the other groups have turned out. So I believe Germany played 4. So Italy still have a game against Sweden. This is interesting now. So Group 1, Belgium have qualified. Portugal finishing in 2nd place. We know how our group went. I think now, how things currently stand, Italy need to play a game against Sweden. If they beat Sweden, then they'll actually finish above Germany, because Germany lost to Italy and drew to Italy and only managed to beat Sweden twice, which is why Germany currently look like they're the best team in 7th place. So I probably fancy Italy to go through there. And France, it's going to be a tough one. If the Netherlands can beat the Czech Republic, which they probably can, it'll come down to goal difference. And given that both teams are on a goal difference of 3, it again probably means that the Netherlands to win against Czech Republic will end up with a positive goal difference, and therefore they will end up finishing first on goal difference. So, yep, looking good. I mean, we huffed and puffed, but we got there in the end. It's not been easy so far as the manager of Spain. We're leaking far too many goals to my liking, but hey, I didn't come into this job for it to be easy, did I? Also, one thing I want to mention, I go on holiday, a bit random, but I've been meaning to mention this in the past few episodes, and I keep forgetting because I'm kind of binge recording the next few episodes and the past few previous episodes. I'm going on holiday for 3 weeks on the 30th of June, so I'm basically trying to record as many episodes as I can. I'm going to try and binge edit as many episodes as I can and try and upload and pre-schedule as many episodes as I can. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is if we reach a point after the end of June where episodes stop appearing, it'll be because I'm on holiday and I didn't manage to, you know, binge edit and upload so many videos all in one go. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I can't believe we won it in the end. Thanks for watching.